All right, welcome back to Evolition. My name is Joe Lamro, and as you've seen from the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about cold showers. I've been taking cold showers now for about the past 2 years, and honestly it's become pretty much completely normal to me. Like, I actually forget that most people don't take cold showers. The amount of benefits I've experienced from just this one habit probably outnumbers any other habit I've tried, and that's probably the reason it's stuck. So anyways, let's dive right into it. I don't really remember the reason I started taking cold showers. I think I probably just read some health article about it or saw some kind of video similar to this one on YouTube. And I think I started out just by taking a normal hot shower, which usually took me like 10 to 15 minutes, very slow. And then I would usually finish off, I think, with a minute of like freezing cold just to sort of wake myself up and feel a little refreshed. And eventually I just decided to skip the hot part and go straight into the cold, and now here we are 2 years later. Before I get into the benefits here, let me just warn you that taking a cold shower is not easy. Even now I stand in the shower and look at the temperature dial and then look up at the shower head and look back at the temperature dial and look back at the shower head and rinse and repeat, literally, until I work up the courage to start that cold shower. There's no way around it, but when the cold water hits you, it just sucks. It really sucks. But by the end of the shower, you feel so much better. And I'll give you guys some tips about how to make that process of starting the water a little bit easier after I go through my favorite benefits. I think my favorite aspect of cold showers is probably just the clarity you get from it. As soon as that water hits you, you basically forget anything that was on your mind because you can't think about anything else. It's just so cold. It's kind of the opposite of a hot shower in the way, where with a hot shower, you kind of just stand there and think about everything and anything. In a cold shower, it's the exact opposite. You think about nothing and nothingness. So basically, when you get out of the shower and like return to the world, your mind just feels like you were completely reset and you're sort of ready to go again. It's really sort of a meditative process. Cold showers are also a great mental discipline builder. Like I said earlier, even now it's still a challenge for me to start that cold water each time, although it's definitely gotten easier. The samurai used to practice something similar to cold showers with dumping buckets of cold water over themselves in the morning or standing under cold waterfalls, and they called this practice misogi, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it was a great way to build mental discipline for them. So if it helps you to think like you're living like a samurai a little bit when you take cold showers, then think that when you get in there. I also feel completely re-energized after I take a cold shower. And this is basically just due to the fact that you're shocking your body with this insane temperature change. When you first get in the shower, you get increased oxygen intake because you basically just start going as you're just sucking in air because it's so cold and you just can't help it. And your heart rate increases and your circulation increases as your blood shifts from your extremities to your core and circulates faster in order to maintain your ideal body temperature. And all this just really results in alertness similar to a fight or flight response. And you just really feel like when you get out of that shower, you can just take on any challenge and sort of just conquer the day. There are also a number of hygiene perks, including less dry skin, healthier hair, and even weight loss as white fat turns into brown fat, which burns higher calorie amounts. There are also some more subtle benefits of cold showers that people don't usually talk about. And one of these is no foggy mirrors when you get out of the shower, which is a huge plus. And your showers take a lot less time. For me, I think it's about like a third. I'm down to like 5 minutes now. And the other one is just everyone thinks you're a total badass for taking a cold shower. At least I like to think so. Not sure if that's true or not, but at least people will think you're crazy. Don't know if that's a plus or minus, actually. Anyways. All right, now let's give you a couple tips in order to make starting that first cold shower a little bit easier. The first tip I would have would to be take that cold shower as soon as you feel hot. As in, take your cold shower right after you're exercising and you feel hot. because it makes it a lot easier to get into a cold shower. It actually makes it semi-desirable because you just want to cool down. And so it just makes sense to take those cold showers after a period when you're hot. Another tip would be to start the cold shower when you're already standing in the way of the stream. So stand right under where the shower is going to come out and then turn on that dial, because that way you don't really have to step into the cold after you can tell it's cold right there. It just sort of hits you and you don't have a choice but to suffer through it. I would also recommend that if you are going to do cold showers, you take your shower a couple hours before bed at the least. The sleepier you get, the more difficult it is to step into that cold shower, because it's just really, like I said, it's a shock to your body, and you're going to wake up at least for like another hour. So it's kind of tough to take a cold shower and then go straight to bed. So I do recommend taking cold showers a couple hours before bed at the latest. I usually like to take mine around like 5 after I work out, which is usually around 4. And that sort of gives me an extra boost of energy to make it through the rest of the night and get whatever work I need to do done. And finally, my final tip would be for the winter. The winter is definitely the most difficult time to take cold showers. I'm in New England currently at school, and I usually live in upstate New York, so winters are usually cold. And taking a cold shower when you're already cold is just not fun. So usually I'd recommend starting it on a hot temperature when you first get in so you can warm up a little bit, then sort of turn it to cold in the middle, and then maybe back towards warm a little bit towards the end of the shower so that you don't freeze your butt off when you walk outside. And actually alternating temperatures like this is recommended also by health experts, and it supposedly has the same amount of benefits as just plain cold, and maybe even better as your veins dilate back and forth and your circulation changes in speed. So that's definitely the move for the winter. All in all, cold showers are a practice I highly recommend. They add a little bit of clarity, energy, discipline, health, and time to each day. And although it's relatively difficult to start that shower each time, I think it's something that's definitely worthwhile. So next time you take a shower, try to turn that temperature dial to cold and give it a try. I'll see you in the next video.